Young Turks brought to you by Busted Tees. Go to bustedtees.com and enter promo code YoungTurks to get 10% off your order. A couple months ago, we did a story on the breastfeeding baby doll. And this was a baby doll that was first launched in Spain. And basically what it is a strap-on halter top where two flowers represent nipples, right? And a little girl puts that on, and then she takes the baby doll, which has sensors that somehow sense the flower petals, which are supposed to represent the breast. And the baby doll breastfeeds. And little girls do this. For some reason, let's watch the video because it perfectly demonstrates what this is. So it first launched in Spain, and it was known as Bebé Gloton.
All right.
Okay, little girl's putting the vest on. As you can see, the two flowers are supposed to represent the breasts. I'm almost uncomfortable talking about it. Okay. Okay, and the baby even makes a little, suckling noise. So you guys get the picture. This is what the baby is, and now it's launched in the United States, and critics are going ballistic about it. They think that it's wrong. They think that it, sexualizes little girls, and I agree with them. Why does a little girl need to pretend like she's breastfeeding a baby?
Yeah, well, first of all, this is a disaster, obviously. Second of all, the minute you started talking about little girls' nipples, I was like, end of this. Okay, this is crazy. I mean, well, why are we even having this conversation? Why does such a sentence exist in the world? No, we have to stop it. Look, I mean, I don't know that you take any kind of action against it or anything, and I don't even think that it necessarily sexualizes girls so much. Breastfeeding is not really sexual, but getting them to, put on fake nipples that are flowers, it makes no sense. It needlessly puts them in an adult category where they don't belong. So no sense in it. I think the only reason that they're even doing this, honestly, is to gain media attention because it's so weird and controversial.
It is weird and controversial, and a spokesman for the company, his name is Dennis Lewis, released a statement, and in his statement he tried to seem less perverted, but he sounds even more perverted. Okay, let me tell you what he said. He says, "We're being called perverts and pedophiles for promoting feeding our babies the way God intended. Churches all over the world are filled with images of Mary nursing baby Jesus, and yet we can't imagine letting our daughters learn how important breastfeeding is for our society." No, we don't need to teach 8-year-olds that breastfeeding is important. That lesson can come later in life when they're older and they understand it a little better.
It's so out of place. That's my main problem with it. It's like saying, you know what, we need to teach little kids about the problems of arthritis. No, not really. I mean, they'll probably learn that decades later when it's relevant.
Exactly.
Okay, why does an 8-year-old need to know about breastfeeding? He doesn't need to know it at all. It doesn't make any sense.
JR?
Yeah, I see what you guys are saying. I agree. It's a little weird. I wouldn't have my daughter allow her to do it. But in doing so, I'm trying to figure the exact reason because I don't see it as a sexual thing. It's like if you see a woman breastfeeding her baby, an adult woman, you don't go, that's so sexy. So it's a little weird. It's just odd because of the nipple thing. I don't know. It's just I'm trying to find where the discomfort is because I'm completely uncomfortable by it too. Discomforted by it too. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where it is because then little girls that have dolls all the time and they feed them. That's something they're not going to be doing either because they don't have any daughters. So there's things you do with your dolls that are adult, and then where is it that this gets creepy?
You know what it is? It's because you're seeing your daughter participate in a very adult activity. Adult women have babies, sometimes teen girls, which is unfortunate, have babies and they breastfeed. It's something that a much older person does. And it's awkward to see a little girl do that. And also, think about it this way. If you bought your child a toy and, she can feed the baby, fake peas and carrots or baby food or something, and she does that in public, I'm sure you'll be comfortable with it. But would you let your little girl wear that vest in public and pretend like she's breastfeeding a little plastic doll? No, you don't want people watching your daughter do that. It's different.
Yeah, because we're freaked out by it. We're freaked. Sometimes there's laws about women, actual women who have daughters, or kids and they're breastfeeding, go, should they let them do this in public? You know, there's that battle. I'm not sure how big the battle is, but I've read a couple of stories about that. I wonder where the problem lies, just because we're so discomforted by it. So
Right.
I don't know. I'm just trying to find why.
Okay,
I
hold
mean,
on.
is the girl going to want to have a baby all of a sudden? You know, is that the question?
That's a good question. And people are going to disagree with me on this, but I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. I'm uncomfortable with my daughter being raised to think that that's the only thing she has to look forward to. Like, first of all, she's an 8-year-old. She shouldn't be thinking about breastfeeding kids or getting pregnant or anything like that. She should be thinking about, you know, in 8th grade, she's in 8-year-old is in 3rd grade. She should be thinking about her multiplication tables and things like that. I don't want her thinking about breastfeeding babies. I don't want her thinking about getting pregnant. I don't want her thinking about being a homemaker or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm uncomfortable with it, because I want my daughter to focus on other things. Breastfeeding should not be in an 8-year-old's mind. That should not be her concern at all. She doesn't need to learn about it until she's much older. That's the way I see it.
All right. And here's my bottom line on this. Look, I'm with the concept of, like, you don't want to glamorize it so that she's in a hurry to be breastfeeding. You see what I'm saying? And then number two, yes, we understand our daughters have nipples. Okay, we're not Republicans. At the same time, we don't want others focusing on their nipples.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
That seems fair.
If you're looking for a cool t-shirt, all you have to do is go to bustedtees.com. Pop culture, politics, science fiction. Some of their t-shirts have been featured in movies like Knocked Up and in television shows like Scrubs. Their shirts are made in the United States and they're sweatshop free. So if you want to pick up one of these snazzy tees, all you have to do is go to bustedtees.com, enter promo code Young Turks, and you get 10% off your order.